Hey guys, welcome to the stream. So, I've done a little bit of off-stream work for you all. Not a huge amount, but I've done some. I haven't done any coasters, so don't get your hopes up. But what we have done is progress Slimer. Excuse me. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the stream and just show you what I've done. So, closed off the end to the train station now. I've redone the paving around here just to make it a little bit easier to theme. I've also finished the exterior to this. So that's now all done. Pretty much. I just got to do the lift hill interior. So apart from that, that is pretty much done. And apologies if you can hear a lawnmower in the background. What I've also done with the train is just extended the, whatever you want to call it, the bridge through to behind the steampunk area. Excuse me. And I've also adjusted how Slimer finishes, because how we had it before was it came in over the path and it was just a bit awkward the way it looked. So what I've done is just lowered it down with the final block section, and I've raised the path up and I've walled that off as well. So the bits you want to see, so I've put this little angular bit in here, and it doesn't look much, but it just hides a few janky bits, and that's kind of looking quite good. It just gives it another, as I always say, level. And also, interior wise, we are fully themed. So I've put the castle piece beams in, along with these stucco, whatever you want to call them, arches. And through into here, I've put the cobbled theme maker toolkit and just put some tombs in with the portcullis in, etc., and just a few what you call them, coffins. And at night time, it looks pretty good, I think. So that's now pretty much finished, bar the ride booth, so I've got to do something with that. But apart from that, that is it. That is all I've done. But it's just tidied it up, it's cemented it a little bit more. And my thoughts to this evening's builds, we're going to be alive for about 2-3 hours, guys. I'm on earlies tomorrow, so we won't be in till the middle of the night, should we say, like we normally are. So what I'm going to do is kind of basically do the interior of this. I think it's cut and dry as that, really. Excuse me. So let's see where it all goes, guys. Thanks for joining the stream. If you're watching back, welcome to the channel. I'm not going to ask for subs anymore. Reason being is, it seems to be whenever I ask for them, I lose them. So... not sure what's going on, but anyway, we'll knock that on the head. So I think what I'm going to do is actually use the cobblestone for this instead. But welcome to the stream, guys. Thanks for joining. Say hello. If you're new to the channel, don't be shy. So basically, yeah, I'm going to beam this up, make it look a little bit more church-like, and then hopefully finish this off in here as well. And then we're kind of good to go, I think, for this. And then really this area is tunnels, and basically graveyard around here and theming, basically. So we're not that far away from finishing the spooky area, fingers crossed. So let's get building, guys. If you got any suggestions throughout the stream, please do let me know. I'll double check they're not coming through, which they're not. That's all good. Right, okay. So let's start. Okay, one. Everything makes a toolkit. We could have a little bit of Planko too, chat, if you like. Don't mind. I was going to shy away from it after what I posted on Discord. And only reason being is I'm very apprehensive to how the engine's going to run the game. But then again, you know me. So let's just lower that down its head. Oops. Yeah, it sits perfectly. I hope you're all well. Thank you for the guys that did stick with the channel. Little bit of personal news. Deposit is paid, house is confirmed. So we're all good for the 10th of September. So I've booked a few days off around that date to organise, sort everything out. So I'll see what I can do that week because I've got to dismantle everything to get everything over to the new place. But yeah, no, looking forward to it. So all good. Yeah, say hi, guys. Now, what do we do? Do we just grab one of these? Basically replicate what we have done downstairs. But I'm a bit worried that they're pretty much going to go not too bad. I get away with that actually. This is a bit too much, so let's just take that out as far as we can. There we go. Hopefully chat's working, guys. Right. It's a little bit repetitive, so I think what we're going to do is of every other. Hey Tomo, Mr. Shark, how you guys doing? Hope you're well. What is this in part inspired by? My brain, my friend. Everything I've built over the years, I'm kind of topping it all and still challenging myself to new stuff. So Moroccan area, properly going sci-fi this time instead of an indoor kind of thing. Big steampunk. There's nothing really inspired it. Just doing what I do, my friend. Yeah, about it really. Don't mean to sound too blunt. Nice long weekend for you then, Tomo, eh? Okay, that ain't gonna work either. So, we get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. That one, that one. That one, that one. That one, that one. That relaxes it a little bit, but then the issue I have... Tell you what, let's just do them all. Right, okay. So, that needs to come down. There. Pretty much, Mr. Shark, yeah. It's 2.0 basically. Upgraded my computer a few months ago, and basically I'm doing what I have never wanted to do in respect of going over the top, and that's basically what this park's about. So if you think of Adventure Valley, this is kind of what I wanted that to be. There's a few things going to change. Gig is going to change. There's going to be another coaster in here. And I've still got loads to do, but that's pretty much the idea behind it. So yeah, no, thanks for noticing, dude. It's appreciated. So we're just kind of going like double the amount of pieces, basically. Tell you what we'll do. We'll grab. If I can. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Early start. So. No, the train goes underneath there, so anything I do here will be absolutely fine. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, it will be, probably. But I'm unsure if I'm gonna do one straight away or wait just a little bit until we get some more packs. I don't know. It all depends what comes in the standard game, basically. But we will see. We will see. Why can't I grab that bit? Thank you. Why isn't it? Jumped over. Okay. So. Okay. You see, this is the thing. I'm not a huge water park fan, so for me, it's yeah, it's excuse me, sorry guys, I got a bit of a cough today. I do apologise. It's a tough one because I think once I start playing it, possibly like, you know, I'll get into it, but it's yeah, it's not. It's a tricky one for me because I was talking to Darren about it yesterday, and that's not what attracts me to this game. I never wanted a water park. See, it doesn't. You know, I'm not trying to sound negative. It just, I think it would add something, but I think for me it would be, you'd have your park, like, and then off to one side I'd have a water park. If you know what I mean. I wouldn't have it in the park. But again, who knows? Who knows? Until we get the game, until I sit down, until I let me mind go mad. Who knows what we're all gonna produce from it, you know? So let's see. Was it stucco? So I'll duplicate that, paste back, grab that. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I mean, it's like me and Darren were talking earlier about potentially doing like a, if you know of Action Park that was in New Jersey all those years ago. Crazy thing. You know, you could potentially do something like that. I'm not saying you could, but you know, if you could do that, that'd be pretty fun, I think. But I don't think you're going to be able to put rapids in. I mean, you'll be able to put rocks and stuff inside the lazy river and stuff like that, I guess. But from a point of view of doing like rapidy kind of slides and stuff, I doubt. I don't know. Again, it all depends, I guess. But it all depends what they allow us to do, I guess. On here. Grab that, move. We can only wait and see, can't we, guys? Until the time comes. Who knows? I want to know what kind of more coaster stuff they're doing though. That's what I want to know, because by the looks of it, I mean, the video shots yesterday of the stations, they're going to be identical. Well, not to this one, but where is it? You're still going to have these crappy barriers by the looks of it, and you could tell by the blueprints that people are placing down, you've still got the big box sections, so you're still going to have to cover those up. And that's the bit I wanted changing, you know, a few more selection tools in that respect. Maybe there is, maybe there's, who knows, but that's kind of the bit I was hoping for, so we'll have to wait and see, I guess. They obviously need to come down a bit more. Right. Okay. I wouldn't say I don't care. I mean, it's cool to have. But like I was saying in Discord yesterday, it's been confirmed by Rudy that it's still the Cobra engine. So we're all going to still potentially suffer. I don't want to sound negative. But if it's Planet Zoo tech, it's not good. So it's another one of those catch-22s, isn't it? Of, you know, have they actually done enough for people like myself that build more than 5,000 pieces to run the game properly? And that's the bit that, oh, dare I say it, is bugging me. So we just got to wait and see, haven't we, basically? But let's see what they do. Let's see. I mean, they haven't mentioned anything about opening it up in beta like they did with Planet Zoo, which I kind of regret doing because it totally put me off that game. But you know, like we say. But then saying that, I haven't played Planet Zoo on this setup, so maybe it works. I don't know. Who knows? They don't look good, do they? Right, okay, so we really need something. What am I missing? What am I missing a piece? Okay, that looks quite cool. The only thing is it's not really arched enough. I don't know, that'll do for a train station, wouldn't it? Like, just the look, for a churchy look, kind of guess. But, I don't know. Let's grab that bit. Where is it? We will see. We'll see what happens when they let us know more. I'm on lates next week, guys, so I'm not going to be about to do the stream live. So the only thing I can offer is a rerun of the stream, like the day after or a few days after, once I've got some time. Why not let me select it now? I don't. Yeah, true. Probably doing it a little bit different, like having this end a little bit lower. So may look quite good, I don't know. Let's put them there, that don't look too bad, does it? You're not going to notice that, that's fine. Once I get a curved roof on here with some beams going through it all, I think that's the trick, put some beams in, that'll make it pop a bit more. So, famous plaster. 2 meter, and we'll do it. Let's just do it grey. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Gonna miss them in the new one, don't we? What we're gonna do about them? What's going on here? That bit ain't. Hey Gino, how you doing, dude? Doing good, mate. New house is all confirmed. That's all done. Deposit paid. Anxiety has gone away. So we're all good. We're all good. This is going to be a bit of a pain. Unless I lower this one down to suit that roof line. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Damn it! 10th of September, my friend. 10th. So, yeah. I've got to try and figure out how I'm going to get all my gear over there. Cheers, Gino. Appreciate it, mate. And what I mean by that, it's going to be a struggle financially, and I don't mean to bleat on, guys. The only reason why I say it is because I've lost a week and a half's pay by having 2 weeks off. So the anxiety has not gone away, but there's light, you know. I just got to figure out how I'm going to do it. I text my best mate because he said, when you need to move, let me know, I'll give you a hand, no problem at all, no issues. So I text him, and guess what, I got back. Oh no, I can't help you, mate. Cool. But like I was saying in the stream the other day, you know, what can you do? What can you do? So let's put it this way. That ship has now sailed. Fully. Yeah, I don't even know why I bothered texting. But you gotta laugh, because at the end of the day, it is what it is, isn't it? You know? Funny how he wanted to know me when I had money. It's hilarious. In a different world. But anyway, we're not going to be doing any of that anymore. I'm done with all that bullshit. So. Right. Don't look too bad. just looks a little bit repetitive, doesn't it, guys? Oh, Tomo, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry, dude. I'll figure it out. Basically, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to have to do, I have a thing at work where I can advance my wages. So, but you have to have worked it to be able to advance it. So, I'm just going to have to be strategic about how I go about it. That's basically it in a nutshell. There's not much more I can really do. It's frustrating. It's annoying. But like a discussion I was having this morning with one of the managers, you know, that they can't get their head around how you can be put in a position like that and have zero support. So it is what it is. But I've learnt my lesson. So well, no, that's the thing, Tom. I'm going to have to literally take everything apart. Where last time I had a big van, so I could just chuck it in, lift it in, done. But I'm going to sell. I'm selling the sim racing setup because I tried having a race the other day. Well, not yesterday, day before, and I just got ping-ponged around the whole track. And I was in a league where they're supposed to be better players, and I've just had enough. So I'm officially knocking sim racing on the head because it creates more frustration and negativity than it does enjoyment. So if anyone fancy getting into sim racing after what I've just said, pop on my Facebook. You'll see it on Marketplace. It's there. It's available. It's in all working order. There's not a scratch on it. It's a beautiful bit of kit. Works really, really well. But I just can't do it anymore. It infuriates the life out of me. It really does. Considering how much I enjoy it, it's just, oh, it blows my mind every single time. You when you're good at it, and then it just bites you in the backside, it's just a pain in the ass. So it is what it is. That's too big. Look for some other stuff. See, I'm not being negative about it. I just can't. I just can't bother with it anymore. Basically, cut and dry as that. To be honest. How much room have I got to play here? Can I put this in? Surely there's something I can use to make this a little bit more. I know. What's going on? Save. Auto save. Come on. That's how bad it's getting. We're only at 80,000 pieces. Kind of scary. I'm surprised it's still running. Thank you. And that was in pause mode, guys. It's all good fun, this game. That's too small. That's actually not too bad. We could use that. Let's have a quick look. So all I'm after is that. Just to give it a little bit more rounding look. So yeah, the cool thing about that is, for all you guys, is that the channel now will solely be Planet Coaster, dare I say it. Planet Go 2, obviously. And the funny thing is, it's not as though I'm doing it because I need to sell it. Don't get me wrong, the money would help, especially right now. But it's more just about the fact that, you know, I can sit on it and I'll probably use it and I'll probably have a few races, but I'm not doing what I was doing in it, where you try and do the professional leagues, because it's just a waste of brain power, personally. And it just frustrates the life out of you. So it is what it is. Right. See how that just gives it a little bit more definition, guys? So, my thoughts were, if I could find them, wherever it's gone. Actually, let's just pop outside. There they are. That's the thing, and you know, there's no point holding on to it for years, and then it all be an old hat like technology. You know, you're kind of better off getting rid of it whilst it's in, if you know what I mean. So that's the bit that, let's try this here. There's no point, you know. Phantom dude, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well, mate. Are you all set for your Renaissance fair, my friend? In a few weeks' time, the day before I move into my new place. We're into that, guys. Does that kind of work? Adds another little definition, doesn't it? Yeah, that'll do. See, now why is that not lined up? Is this at a wonky angle? That's why. Right, okay, we're going to change that. Oh, it starts tomorrow. Sorry, mate. I thought you said the 9th of September. Apologies, buddy. I got it all wrong. My apologies, mate. So yeah, I don't move into my new place till the 10th. But that's all now signed, sealed, delivered, mate. So we're all good. Everything's alright though, mate. Last night. Oh, that's probably where I got it wrong, mate. My apologies, dude. Don't know why I thought it was 9th of September. Feel like a right prat now. Mind you, what's new? Got B1 and O1. Right, how's that side look? That's good. Okay, but we're actually we're doing this, guys. It looks alright. It looks alright, I think. Starting to look churchy. Not that I'm, you know me. I think I'm going to do that. Glad I can still make you laugh, Cameron. That's good. Right. Okay. So if we copy that, do the same here. That's to there. Crap happens here. I think it's I think the saying is life happens, isn't it? Throw me a freaking bone, you know? We'll get there. We'll all get there one day, guys. One day I'll be happy. Who knows? Alright. Let's grab that, and that. And then we'll put that. I think that's actually how, because they look a bit odd like that. So I think I'm going to sink them like that. And then we are going to rotate them. And we are going to sink them. Actually, I need to do it like that. You see this whole mirror thing? I don't get it, because that's mirrored, isn't it? Am I right? On the new one. You know what they're on about mirroring function? So you place something here and it places it the same on the other side. Well, isn't that just copy and paste? Or am I literally missing something? Alright, that looks better. Right, that's all good. Okay, so what's in a church apart from obviously the benches? Organ, but I can't really put an organ there unless... Ballsed up there though, aren't I? What am I going to do with that? Can't really do anything with that. Oh, I know. Hold on. Let's try Castle. Where is it? I don't know why I bother searching. I might as well just go and grab it. Yep, let's just go and grab it. There it is. Duplicate. Now I'm just thinking if this is thinner, which is, could we get away with that? No. We'll have to, we'll have to delete that piece, I think, and figure something else out for that. We'll just have to smooch this piece over like this. Drop it into there. Yeah, but isn't that copy and paste? Like, you grab that, and you just move it. Isn't that the same thing? Or am I just being pessimistic again? It's odd. That's got no... Oh, no, that's the one that... Hold on. Is that the one? Okay, that's not the one. So why is that? Hold the line caller. What's going on here? I've stepped it, that's why. So what I need to do is lower... That. Nope, hold on. That. Okay. So if I then lower that down. Nope. A little bit. There we go. That's better. A lot better. Right. Okay. So. That's kind of what I've actually thought a little bit about the game. Is it seems as though they've... I'm not happy with this roofline. That's not flat, is it? 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay, it just doesn't look... That piece there through the middle doesn't look flat to me. Anyway, right, okay, wood. Let's get some wood in here. Ball rolling. Start again. 5. Cute. A big joist down the middle, and then what we'll have wood pieces coming across the joints. I think that's how we're going to do it. That will bring it together. Oop. Yes. Okay, Phantom, how's the Renaissance Fair going, my friend? There you go. Instead of when's it starting? How's it going? You enjoying yourself, as usual? What's going on there? That's because I lowered it, isn't it? Right. Oh, it's never ending, all these little adjustments. Yeah, that means then I've got to lower those down as well. Damn it. Oh, sugar. Sorry, mate. I was just trying to create conversation. I'm just going to shut up. I'll turn the mic off. Bye now. Sorry, mate. Apologies. Oh, for crying out loud, fan. Come on, mate. I'm not on the highest of spirits at the minute. Whatever makes you laugh, though, mate, because I know, you know, as long as you're happy, that's the main thing, bud. Hard to laugh sometimes, mate. Good. Doing what you enjoy, mate. That's all that matters. How's the weather been holding up for you? Is it all good around there, right that way? Okay, so how do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? I'm staying off camera at the minute, guys, because it seems people prefer it when I'm not on cam. So hope that's okay. Now I'm thinking actually I want to use the haunted piece for this because it's a slimmer piece of wood. Which seems to make it look a little bit better. Right, so if we rotate that to there and bring that down to there, rotate that a little bit and sink it just a tad, and then bring that in, and then we'll do the same there. Copy that, copy that, copy that. Ross, that should. Let's just do that. Those three. And do the same. I'm not looking my best today. I'm in absolute agony with the shoulders, guys. So my sincere... see, that's the issue. It's not... Let's try that. X... Excuse me. Just take that over. Let's try this again. Fingers, toes, everything are crossed. Yay! There I am. The neck is held out, but the shoulders, not me, I tell you. The burning sensation I have here, just going into the muscle that goes up to the back of your neck, and it's just at the joints. Not good, I tell you. Right. Plus I'm yawning a bit. Got up far too early. 5 o'clock in the morning. And Tomo, how was the wind up your way, mate? Today? Because I tell you what, at 5 o'clock in the morning, not 5, what time did I walk to work? 6. I was literally leaning into the wind. That's how bad it was here. I couldn't quite believe it felt like September already, like end of September, you know. I was like, what is going on? Luckily, no rain. It stopped raining by the time I ventured out, but blooming heck, I tell you what, it was blustery. And then try driving a box fan in those winds. Entertaining to say the least. Kept me awake. Let's put it that way. Hey T-Rex, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for saying hello. Whoever's in the background, say hello, guys. But yeah, it was. Oh, I tell you what, it was vicious. I kept waking up through the night, and I was like, why the heck am I waking up? And it turns out it was probably the wind. Not my wind, but right, I think that's working. So let's grab. Jeez Louise. Ooh. I think what we'll do is actually we'll use the thicker beam for this. That'll do. See, that is not level, is it? That's not. No, but it is level. That. Maybe it is level. How are my coaster building skills? Alright. I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I'm alright. Why do you ask, Mr. Rex? I'll show you one in a minute. You might like it, you might not. Depends whether you're a purist. If you are a purist, my coasters are no good. If you are a theme park builder that doesn't take things too seriously, on the other hand, you might find them quite enjoyable. People loved Funderland Adventure Valley, so they can't be that bad, my friend. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's do, I mean, this isn't really the best coaster to show you, but just give you an idea, I guess. We were in the 50s last couple of nights. God, that's quite chilly. Something don't look right. I don't know what it is. I have to figure it out. But there's about, I don't know, probably about 5-6 miles worth of coasters in this park, so I'll let you decide. I always find with my builds, it's not necessarily how well the coaster is built, it's how the theming is done around the coaster that makes the coaster feel good. So this is kind of like a little bit, it's fairly smooth, to be honest with you. I've got to change it around here a little bit. I just got to smooth it out a tad. But it's what you make it incorporate with, you know, theming wise. And again, this is more of a kiddie coaster, so you know you're not getting a full side of it. But what I try and do, to the best of my ability, I've got to sort that end bit out. I'm gonna have to change this a little bit. It's a bit bare, so I need to figure that bit out. If we have a look at this one, what was it? Ride it, second it, third it, fourth it, middle it, play. Sorry guys, 2 seconds. I do have shorts on. I have to put a towel on my seat. I won't explain why. My legs stick to the seat. There you go. No accident. Not this. Well, not yet. Not yet, guys. I haven't got anything to have an accident with, so it should be good. So I had to glue the sole back onto my trainer today. As I was walking home, I felt something dragging. I was like, what's that? And the black bit of the sole of my trainer's flopped off, so I had to glue it back on, and I've got Gorilla Glue all over my hands. You swish. I actually think the best bit of this coaster is this corkscrew, left corkscrew coming up now. Just the interaction with the theming, just, I mean, the drop is amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. But then also, absolutely adore this view here as you come into the station. So yeah, Are you a in real life coaster person? Yes, yes. Well, I'm a veteran of Walt Disney World. There you go. I think that's the easiest and big-headed way of putting it. Something just no, that is center. Because there's the little bit. There's the little bit. So it's all. But no, T-Rex, you need to let me know, mate. Oh, highly impressed. Well, thank you very much, sir. It's appreciated. You know, I do what I do. And it's, you know, people ask me how I do it. And I can't answer because it just happens. And people don't understand it. Sometimes I don't understand it. But it just, whatever pops into my head, I throw it down. And if it sticks, it sticks. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Sometimes I'll put something in a part like I did with this one. Where I've got a sci-fi section now, which is staying. I originally had a bobsled. And then I changed it to a top hat double launch coaster. And I didn't like that. It just didn't sit with me, you know. And then I've changed it completely to sci-fi. But what I'm doing this time around with sci-fi is doing Planko sci-fi. Instead of trying to hide the sci-fi, you know. So yeah. The last park I did, the Magic Kingdom park, was a very different park because that was very much a theme park, you know, where probably my most realistic build, but at the same time, in a lot of ways, apart from the Giga, this park's realistic. You know, you could do this. You could stick a coaster down the center of the Terra MGM Studios if you wanted to, you know. And these custom supports, the Scorpion Tail, it's done in real life on other coasters. It's just not done on a B&M. But I did it on a B&M because what it did was it allowed me to have these views, you know, without tons of supports coming down. And it just all works. But just show you around the park a little bit, just do a little tour. We've got an Oriental area, and it looks a bit bland at first. There's still a heck of a huge amount of stuff to do on it, but that kind of gives you this view here kind of gives you an idea of how it's going to be. But basically it's just going to be a built up Oriental city. I've called it Chinatown. Very imaginative should I say. And then we've got the blossom trees to suit, and then you come through into pirate. So you've got a Pirates versus Redcoats, as always, because that's all that's in the game. But what I've done it around the volcano. So inside the volcano, the best place to go. There you go. That's not fully finished, but it's just a benchmark to start with. But you've got a Woody and an RMC. And basically the RMC inverts over the Woody, and the Woody is slightly behind as it goes through the inverts, so you get great POVs of the RMC. It's not so good when you're on the RMC because you don't really see much of the Woody, but you know you got to give up somewhere along the lines to make that effect work. But it basically turned out to be like a little pirate town, harbour. And then you got the Redcoats Castle, which kind of goes through the middle and around the back. And then we got the train station in here. No worries, Tom. Catch you in a bit, dude. But that area there is 80% complete. And then we go into Adventure, which is basically just kind of like a Mayan-esque Planko adventure cascade. It's just a single ride. But what I have done with it is put the River Rapids trough in. So what you then get is kind of it zooms through the water, which is pretty cool. Does the job quite well. Train goes through all the areas. We've got the big swing, incorporated. And this design, which is going to evolve even more, is basically designed off, not that one, where is it? The bit that got me to build that the way it is this little piece just here. So that little piece just there gave me the idea for that. There's no resemblance in the game, you know, I'm not portraying it as that little piece or anything, but it just gave me the idea to lay it out that way. And it kind of works, so I'm going to build that up. So what you're going to have here is just this huge tropical adventure area, basically. But there's one view I love of the pirates, and that's about here. It's so good, so good. And then we have the Giga, which is, I don't know how tall it is actually. How tall is it? Max height drop. Biggest drop, 597 feet. So I don't know how high that is. Figure that one out. But that's a work in progress. And then we come through to a Moroccan-esque area where you have the train, you have the Giga that comes through, and you also have, when it comes around, where is it? This could be quite a cool shot actually. Got train, shot tower, and invert, and then you also have the Giga come through. So quite a cool little thing. And basically the whole pretense behind that was basically to have an invert flying through the streets of Agrabah, basically. Then you come round to Western stroke Alpine. So we've kind of got a little western town here for shops. This is pretty much finished, this bit. So there's a nice stream in me building that actually. I don't know what number it was, but it's quite cool. And then we have a log flume incorporated with the runaway mine train. Now the runaway mine train, the station is, I think, it's pretty much done. Yeah, pretty much done, bar these box sections. We've got to figure out what I'm going to fill them with. As I was saying, Planko 2. And then I've got to do all the queue work, line work, etc. But there's not much been done underneath the ground. But just to give you an idea of how it's going to look, that's kind of how it's going to look. So you're going to have the rock work, the foliage, the alpine look, and then you're going to have these little things bobbing around, going around. This has taken a year so far. A year so far, mate. The train comes through the mountain, and then we got some funky supports going on for the runaway mine train. I'm still umming and ahhing about this kind of support here, because to me that looks very Viking-esque, if you know what I mean. It doesn't really look Western, so I need to figure that out. Really got to figure that out. Entrance is all done. I just haven't named it yet. So that's all pretty much finished. Obviously not the side pieces, I've got to do all that. Then we have little kind of just a little grill time shop area, ribs, chips, and I don't know, water I think it is. And then the sci-fi area, what I'm trying to do with the sci-fi area is just have this showing from around the park. So wherever you are in the park, all you're going to see is a little glimpse of the entrance, because I hate sci-fi. I hate the look of the sci-fi. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But what I'm trying to do is just give it as much light as possible. So there is going to be a coaster. The coaster is down here. It's going to be an infinity coaster, so because you've got launch and chain on that. And then basically you've got the... Let's just turn them on. And you'll see what I mean in just a moment. Because what I'm trying to do with this area is make it symmetrical. Hey Chris, how you doing? Enjoy your dinner. Come on. Work. But it looks cool. Someone said it looks very Star Wars Death Star. So I might go with that actually. Who knows? Who knows? But there goes the... whatever you want to call it. And then here comes the collider. So you can imagine with a coaster doing a barrel roll over the entrance here with those two things going in the background. That's going to look pretty sick, I think. And it's just getting those levels right, you know, so that you see everything. And then you've got the Giga going through in the background. So, you know, it works. And that's why I hate sci-fi in day. It just, bleh. I'm not a sci-fi person. That's why I've always built everything underground or in a building. But then we roll on to steampunk. This is quite a cool coaster. And that's kind of how the theme's going to be. But I don't know what I'm going to do. But I just love how one comes out, one goes through. Let's have a little ride on that. Actually, we haven't ridden that in a while. I haven't ridden this in a while. Nice little ride this actually. And then you come back round to the spooky. But I'll show you the main street in just a moment. This is, all of it is still a work in progress. So please don't think any of it's finished, because it's 100% not. The bits that are actually mainly finished are the main street car park area. See, I love that, look, and then you've got it going up through there. It's just awesome. So I do love me B&M coasters. I love Busch Gardens in Tampa. You know, I'm a B&M man, if I'm honest. Never really been a massive fan of Intamin or Mac or anything. They kind of throw me about too much. I like big swooping loops and barrel rolls and everything. Give me a B&M any day. But the cool thing is with these, just like if you've seen my park Adventure Valley, Funderland Adventure Valley T-Rex, this, what I'm trying to do is incorporate the areas together, or most, not all of them, but just some of them. What's the best park I've visited in real life? Well, I haven't been anywhere since 2019, so you know, I grew up going to Walt Disney World, and no, don't worry, dude, and I love it. I just love it, and I haven't been since 2015. So what I want to do one last time before I'm 50, which is 8 years away, is visit one last time, do Epic Universe and all that kind of thing, and do the whole Disney thing again. I'm upset that they've got rid of Splash Mountain. I loved Splash Mountain, and from what I hear, Tiana's Bayou Adventure isn't much, but I'm not to judge because I haven't been on it. But that's been pretty decent to beat Splash Mountain. But that's where I get all my inspiration from, the places I've been over the years. I've never been to any Six Flag parks or anything like that. Busch Gardens, Universal, Disney, Disney in France, Port Aventura in Spain, all the UK parks bar Flamingo Land, but Flamingo Land isn't really a theme park, is it? But yeah, no, and then you come through to Spooky, which is Slimer. There's 2 horror heights in here. Do you know of Tower of Terror T-Rex? There's 2 horror heights in here, by the way. So, as we come through, I've been working on these stations the last week and a half. So this now is, I'd say 90% there. Oh, timing. Enjoy, dude. There you go. I hope you like. Hey, I see. How you doing, dude? But that's the vibe we're kind of going for in the spooky area. So it works well. Cool little features that no one will probably ever see. Got some zombies and some skeletons up here. People may notice them. They may not notice them. I don't know. Lights on, lights off, so forth around the building. But it's just, I just love the detail. You know, we're getting there with it now. It's all starting to come together, especially this area. And the nice thing is I know once I get this area done, it's going to urge me on to get everything else done. So I just need to get things sorted from a personal perspective, which are now starting. Those blocks are starting to climb again to get over that frigging wall. So we're getting there. Once all that's settled, I'm back at work. My shoulders aren't hurting, my neck's not killing me. I'll be doing a lot more building. Yeah, it was dark because there was no there was no light coming off my screen, dude. Apologies. I should have gone rah when I come back on, shouldn't I? Anyway, where are we? We were building. So what were we doing? We were getting to here, so they're all done. So now we just need to do the other side. Hey Jordan, been so inspired by builds over the time. You do such a great job. Thank you very much, dude. Much appreciated. I'm looking forward to Planet Coaster 2, providing it runs properly. That's what I want to know. I don't care how many water pools you can put in, how many water slides you can put in. I love the pathing. I'm not too fussed about the scenery going round with things, but it's, you know, hey, ready? DeRizzo, how you doing, dude? Welcome to the channel, mate. First time chatting here. Thank you for joining, guys. It's because I'm a builder at the end of the day. I'm not a water park lover. I enjoy Typhoon Lagoon. I enjoy going down a water slide every now and then, but it's not something I love. I love theme parking. And that's the big thing for me. And like I keep saying, and I don't mean to sound like an grumpy old fart, but what I mean by it is that I'm not going to go into it, but they just need to make it run right for the people like us, the people that actually build 100,000 piece parks, you know. And if they've done that, I will personally do a stream and I will eat every single word I've said. But there was a video that Funky put on Discord where it was showing pictures. You've probably all seen it. It's had about 10,000, 15,000 views, I think now. And she was saying that a lot of the foliage is Planet Zoo foliage. So like plants and stuff like that, you know? Now, I can't get Planet Zoo to run properly since the day I've had it. And that's what concerns me. And the fact that it's still on the Cobra engine, it just concerns me. And I don't know how else to really put it in a positive way. Of course it would, I see. It had 4 coasters in, a few bit of water, a couple of flat rides, and about, I don't know, how many pieces do you reckon were in that build? I reckon less than 10,000 pieces. So I was watching back the first stream. Oh, I forgot to show you T-Rex, the entrance plaza. So basically what you got is you come in here, you've got your little car, and how I'm going to upload it to the workshop is literally, you're going to be sat in the car. So that's going to be the workshop picture. That's going to be the workshop picture. So you'll come through the car, and I've done a realistic kind of style entrance plaza. Plus, they're probably running 4090s with a i9 processor for a 5,000 piece park. you're gonna get 60 frames a second. I'll show you something in a second actually that'll really make you question what I've been talking about, as in called lockdown, where you lock the pieces down. So if that's all they did, the game would run better. Anyway, I'll show you that in a minute. So you come through here, and then you've got this kind of realistic-ish looking car park. I'm not going to put lines through. I'm just leaving it as it is. But if you think of Disney, you have a tram system go around the car park. So we've got this dogleg right that comes around. They do stop at the gates here, but obviously they don't get off because I'd have to put a station here, station here, station here, station there. So I haven't done that. What I have done is put the entrances down here, because the issue I was having was that I did have the entrances at the entrance plaza, but the problem was they were walking all the way up here to walk all the way back on here to get on the sky ride. Now, so I've done the kind of Disney-esque kind of skyline, I think they call it, Skyliner, that goes over the coach park. You've got the tram system, and that's the other problem with the station. You can't sink the base into the ground, so you then end up with these little bits. These bits. So I may have to change the material for that, but I've even put the drain covers in, the Planet Coaster drain covers, put signage in, just the Planco stuff, just to make it look like, you know, you're coming into a park. You're going to enjoy the things that it has. And then I just put these outbuildings in, and I was kind of going, when I first built it, I was going for the Hollywood Studios effect look, as in the 50s, I don't know what you want to call it, really, Art Deco, I guess. And I called it Funderland Great Adventure. And if you actually have a look at the entrance plaza for Hollywood Studios, from this bit down and these bits, they're all the same. These bits aren't, because the bits that I would have had to have used to build that would have been about 50 pieces each, where I've got away with one and a couple of basic shapes just behind. So it makes sense. It works well. And then if anyone's been to Hollywood Studios, you have the Crossroads building as you walk in, which is a merchandise stroke suite counter, I think. But due to the grid pattern we have to have for the shops, I have done the shops. You're not going to see it, are you? Because it's all so close together. But the shops literally are as close as they will go together. You can't get them any closer than that, otherwise they won't place down. So that's why it looks a little bit wider than the real life. But this is, I love this bit of the park. I mean, look at that. Kind of feels as though you are looking at Tower of Terror at Disney, which is awesome. So just done a little gimmicky Back to the Future diner. It's nothing major. Just got a few bits of Back to the Future bits in there, really. Toilets, bit of graffiti, air conditioning vents, Ghostbusters. I've only put them in because it's theming. That's all it is. There's no Ghostbusters in the park. It's just kind of like to give you that kind of movie, kind of high Main Street. The guest services is all done up. Got American flag in there just to, you know, I don't know why. I like America. Move out there one day, who knows. Cash points, toilets again, first aid and information. And then you've got fast pass areas there. They actually do go to these because I put a few fast pass queues in. So the cool thing is that it looks like they're buying tickets then going into the park. So it's kind of cool. As a space filler and my little nod to the LGBTQ crew, we have the rainbow-fied dodgems. So that's all in there, yet to be fully finished. But the main street is pretty much done bar that ride. You've got your little alleyways, little open, little heart, bit of theme maker toolkit. I've done the depth perception pretty well. It doesn't look too bad. There's shops in here, but I haven't done anything in here. I just got detail in here a little bit more. And then as we come around, you've got shops on the left. Snacks, I've called it. And then on the right, we got merchandise and another toilet block, I think, just around the back here. Restaurante. And the cool thing is, these are the Monsters seats, I think. And what I've done is I've just put them over a bench, and they actually go and sit on them, as if they're waiting for the restaurant. So that's kind of very Disney-esque. Then you've got a real arcade with the Planco stuff in. a lot of theme maker toolkit here, but it just works, and people do go in here and use it. And it's pretty cool at night time, actually, with the star-filled roof. Just feels like a proper arcade, which is good. And I do love the main street at night time. It really does look nice. And as we come around to the right, you have a full hotel. And then we have penguin in a box with a red light, and only certain people know what that means. And then we have a fancy dress shop. And then we got a parking area, which is just purely a facade. So there's nothing behind there. It is just literally a facade. But one of the views I absolutely adore is this view here, because it just feels as though you are in a city, you know. Got warehouse, restaurant, apartment block behind the trees. You've got all the cabling for the electricity. I've done the depth perception, so you've got smaller at the top, getting bigger as it comes down to the bottom. You've got all the boxes, pallets. Oh, got to sort that out. Okay. Here we go. You know, it's just adding those realism effects in, and then you got the train, which looks awesome, going through, and then you enter the park, and then the park, obviously, when it's done, is going to be pretty awesome, I think. And then we're going to a flat ride here, a dart ride there, but I'm going to do that out of the park and put it in. Oh yes, the fancy dress shop, yes. What is this? Why is that up like that? I'm not saying a single word to that piece of whatever that was going on there, so this bit's got to change. Damn it. Actually, I can... Oh, my neck. I am so sorry, guys. Let's lower that down and see what happens. Too important, because... yeah, that covers it up. That's perfect. Right, okay, we just need to line them up a bit better. There we go. Train misses it. That's fine. We've got a little bit of wood in there. All works well. Kind of feels churchy, I guess. It's not... I don't want to go too much with it, piece count wise. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab one of these. Can't do that because that... no. I'm sitting the thing again. Right, do you know what I'm going to do? On this particular ride, I am going to build an operator, because that looks wrong without anybody, without that piece there. So we'll do that eventually. I think that looks alright though. Looks better from this angle, because it goes down, but I think what we'll do is, if we open all the coasters, just go for a quick ride on the train, just to show you how everything is. What's that? Infinite. Yeah, that's not built yet. Gondola needs to stay testing. Iron horse. Yep. Ascendants, Sky Temple. What's that? Huntsman. Yeah, that's closed. Island Adventure. Open. Car Park Trans System. Let's fast forward it a bit. So where are you going to show about piece count was? Oh yes, I shouldn't have done it just now, but oh. So if you have a look here, okay, you're not seeing it, but I'm getting 31 frames a second. Last night I was getting 42. One I'm streaming and two I've just opened all the rides. So I'm getting 32 frames a second. So if I then see how smooth it is, it's nice and smooth. We're not getting any jitter. It's all good. The second you have all that in view, down to 20 frames a second. Now, I've got 1,000 pieces, but these pieces in the background, these are all fixed. So these aren't actually being calculated. There's nothing going on with these pieces. You can't move them, you can't touch them. The only difference with these items is the fact that the light hits them differently at different times of day. So what they need to do is, when you've built a park, okay, or built a ride, for instance, or an area, you should be able to highlight it and then fix it, so that all the algorithms of being able to click it, move it, twist it, change it, everything like that goes away. Because that is why the game runs crap. Simple. Literally as simple as that for you guys. If it had that ability, which we know they can do, because if you go to the Ghostbusters challenges, and I think it's the first one does it actually, you can't delete any of the buildings, and the second one you most definitely can't delete any of the buildings, and you can't amend them because they're fixed. Now, whether or not that takes away all the algorithms, I'm not too sure, but the fact that they do that, that's all they need to do. So when you finish your build or your blueprint, so let's say for instance I want to blueprint this, forget that it's going to be 15,000 pieces. I could just blueprint that, fix it, and it takes away all the coding to be able to move everything. Yeah, and that's why the game lags. So again, with the coasters, once you've done your coaster and finalized your coaster, click a button, it's fixed, it's done. You can't change it. All the coding goes away because every single frame, it's calculating for every single piece. So if you go, let me just do display capture and go to task manager. Is it bringing it up? There you go. So you see there's memory here at 2.9 megabyte, whatever it is, whatever that is. 2.9 gig, sorry. That would go down to like 1.5 gig. And it's same with the GPU usage. Well, mind you, mine doesn't really matter because I'm running the 4080. But what I'm saying is that this CPU usage would also half, probably go down even more, to be honest, if they took away everything once you'd fixed it in place. And if they did that, we'd be able to play Project Planko. Easy. And someone with a half decent gaming system, you know, half the power I have, would be able to play a part like this. But they've gone the other way and they're adding stuff to an engine that we know is already not great. They may have improved it, but Planet Zoo doesn't show an improvement. So that's also, yeah, so that's one little trick I try and always do as well, guys, is use as bigger pieces as possible. I've not necessarily done it in this park, but I have, because what I do is the baseline is always covered in the biggest pieces possible, because you're covering more of an area, and then just using the biggest bits you can to detail something. So when you do the barriers, use the 2 meter, not the 1 meter, because you're saving one piece for every piece you put in, if you know what I mean. It's called intelligent building, I call it. And it's just using as big, like the sci-fi area here. The only small bits in this particular area are these little neons that I've put in here, which are actually 4 meters long anyway. So I'd probably say these 2 meter beams are actually the smallest things that I've put into this area. Everything else is massive. Size of that. Size of this piece. This one piece. That's one piece. That's an in-game piece. But look at all the features it has. It uses many big pieces as possible. And then you're covering more of an area. And then just detail what you need to detail. Granted, here, I've gone a bit over the top, but that's the whole point to this part. So let's grab a train. I'm just going to go for a quick... Bloody hell, I've been going for 2 hours. I must be rabbiting on. What do we want to do? Should we just do bumper view? So I'll be back in a minute, guys. I just got to pop to the lavatory. Dude, thank you very much. That is genuinely appreciated. Thank you, Durazo. Much appreciated, dude. Welcome to the channel, my friend. Thank you. You're helping a broke man out quite a lot at the minute, so thank you very much, dude. Thank you. Dude, thank you very much, my man. You don't realise how much that is going to genuinely help me out at the end of September. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, my man. And welcome to the channel, dude. So that's a train ride. I'll just go through the pirate area quickly. Still got to do all this Oriental area, so... But the station in here is pretty much done. I just need to do some little bit more detailing. Just a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Thank you, dude. That is appreciated, mate. Just fast forwarding it for you. Does that mean you want me to build a crazy coaster? I suppose we're getting 20 frames a second with 2,500 guests in the park. But there goes the RMC and the Woody. And they kind of duel with each other through a big volcano. So, yeah. And then we come back into the adventure area. So yeah, there we go, guys. I do have one more coaster to build, which is this one just down here, but I'm going to do that when I'm ready to do it. Once I've figured it, well, I've got to do it before I do the Giga. So it's, yeah, you'll get there. So, what do we reckon to this then, guys? The train fits in there fine, so we just need to sort these out. So if we grab that, pause the game to make it more usable. I know they clip, but I don't care. It looks good. Oh. You won't be able to, mate. They're exactly the same. From what I've seen of the footage that everybody has shown from Gamescom, I need to move that station. You need to move that. Let's close that. What station do we want? Not that one. Not that one. It's typical. It's always the bottom one. That's that one, isn't it? Move, exit. Yeah. Right. Do that again. Go. Right, that's them sorted. I'm just feeling it just feels a little bit plain, so let's just let's grab the lanterns that I'm using down here. Duplicate. Up we go. Put it into night mode. And now what we should be able to do is use them here. Excuse me. That's all that. Do you know what? That's all I want. That is actually all I want. They've done paving, which is perfect, but the rest of it, it's just I just want a game that runs properly. I mean, I've just put 2,500 guests in this park, and this is running at about 80,000 pieces at the minute, and it's dropped significantly in play mode, and that's what's upsetting, because we shouldn't have to suffer, and I just have a feeling that it's gonna be the same situation, but maybe I'm just being a bit of a defeatist. We'll have to wait and see. They've said they've optimized it, so let's fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I said on Discord I'm going to shut up until it comes out. So, right, how bad is the light bleed? See that's the other thing that really upsets me is that it looks wrong now. Anyway, you want a bigger mega phantom dude? There you go. That's set that off. That's fine. Right. Okay. Let's build a booth. We need to build a booth. So we need to not worry about that too much. So grab on shoulders. Do you know what? Saying that, Phantom, actually, you can't actually. Well, you can get bigger than this, but you know you could have this down here, and then go all because that's the biggest you can do. The park that's the biggest boundary, should we say? So I could have started it here and done it there, but in my head when I started the park, I was like, do you know what? That's big enough as it is. Doesn't need to be any bigger than that for what I'm trying to do. Imagine if I had done end to end. You'd be Project Planko. No one would ever be able to play it. And I don't think many people will be able to play this unless you've got a supercomputer. Once it's finished. I'm going to struggle finishing it, to be fair. So we'll have to wait and see. We have to wait and see, guys. Have to wait and see. See what happens. So, no. Okay, so if I grab that bit, nope, grab that first. I will build a coaster, DeRusso, one day. Just not quite yet, mate. Promise. Crying out loud. Duplicate. Place. Undo. I know you guys probably go, why does he do that? The reason I do that is because it keeps the same colour scheme. So the colours match up with all the other bits of brick. Hoping if I sync this, that will sit inside that roof, which it does perfectly, and then we're not affecting here. Perfect. Right. I need to put a door in there. Oh, do you know what? For the purposes of this, I'm not going to do it. It's kind of neat. Guys, I'm probably going to go for about another hour, and then I'm going to be stopping, just to let you all know, all right? Because I've got to be up at silly hours in the morning again. Where am I? At least if anybody looks, it has something to work off. Yeah, I'm up at 5 in the morning, dude. Dreading it. I've got to find a better job. I've got to find a better job. Should I say a more sensible position? I deliver food for a living. So customers order food, I drive around in a van and get hit up the arse by a lorry and end up having 2 weeks off work unpaid, and the company doesn't support me. And yeah, that's what I do. The worst thing about it is I enjoy the job itself, but what's happened recently has put an extremely sour taste in my mouth for the position, which I hope you guys can kind of appreciate and understand why I'm saying that. It's frustrating because I really enjoy it because you're your own kind of boss. You know what I mean? You kind of just you walk in, you clock in, you get your van, and then you just go and do your job. It's literally as simple as that. I found it really nice and easy to do. I enjoy meeting the customers because customers are always happy because they want their food. So kind of works in a really cool way. But what's happened the last 6 weeks has kind of put quite a sour vibe on things, unfortunately. But see, I can't use this because I can't put it through the wall. That one's a bigger one, so that's no good. So we're just gonna have to do something with planks. It's unfortunate, but apparently that's how it is. Nothing I can do about it. No. It is what it is, as I say. Yeah, but the problem is when you're out in the rounds, you actually, believe it or not, sometimes pull up in the same close as the other brands, should we say? I think is the best way to put it. They're paid less and they do a hell of a lot more work for less money. So it's kind of like it's frustrating. And I don't want to sound as though I don't want to do more work, but why should I do more work for less money in that regard? So, and the way that Ocado do it, they simplify the job so well that it makes it so easy for you to do. And I think that's kind of why I enjoy it. And maybe it's because I use my brain a bit more than other people that do the position. I don't know, and I don't mean that in any derogatory way. I just mean, I don't look at it as just a job. I look at it as a something I wanted to do, not just something that was just there that you can do. And a lot of people take the proverbial out of the job. They phone in sick all the time and all that kind of stuff, and you kind of sit there and go, well, why? It's such an easy position. Why would you do that? But it's people's mentality, isn't it, towards the job is why it's like that. But I don't know. I was looking on a few things the other day, but nothing's grabbing my attention. I've got a brain. I should use it more. Um, but I spent so long in a position where, as in car sales, that you get burned so often that you just don't want the responsibility. And that's the cool thing about the job I do, is that it's so simplified and so easy for me that you know, it's frustrating when you go and have a look for something else and you think, oh, don't get much more money, but this is what I've now got to do. And I don't know, maybe I sound a bit selfish. I don't know if that's the right word to use. Don't ask me how they're getting in this booth, but they're getting in it. Thought about going back into car sales, but I thought I just I can't do it. I can't deal with the nature of people in that role anymore. It frustrates the frigging life out of me. Yeah, I'm 42 years old. I've had far too much frigging stress. I just can't be asked for it anymore. I can't, and that's why I get so upset when people put negative ratings on here. It's kind of like, why? What? Justify yourself. Tell me why. What is it that makes you do that? But here I am just trying to be a nice frigging guy again, and it just frustrates the life out of me. I just can't be asked for it anymore. That's too big. I enjoy work. It's not like I don't want to work. It's just I just struggle with people's mentality nowadays towards work. I spent 20 years in car sales, and literally, I think the only time I enjoyed it was when I worked for Land Rover, and I got to go Land Rover, Range Rover, whatever you want to call it nowadays. But the problem is the brand has changed so much that the people that now buy from that brand are the people that used to buy BMWs and Audis and everything like that. And you just sit there and it's just the attitude of people stinks. And I don't know if I'd rather sit there if some bloke says to me, I'm spending 200 grand with you. And you kind of sit there and go, you're buying a product, sir, that you can afford. I don't care if you're spending £5 or whether you're spending 200 grand. At the end of the day, you're buying something that you can afford. So why should I treat you any differently to someone that's going into a Citroen dealer and spending 5 grand on a car? Because that's what they can afford. And that's where I've always gone wrong with car sales. Because to me, why should I get champagne out of a champagne flute for some prick that thinks he's all that and everything? Why? I should get it for the guy that's got 5 grand and has saved up 5 years to get that 5 grand to buy a car. Do you know what I mean? And and like I always say to you guys, it's the moral factor that gets me. But that's where I go wrong. That's where I go wrong. I shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't be like that in car sales. But hey ho. I'm just going to have to translate that, Masami. Thank you for joining. Bear with me. Funderland Great Adventure. Oh no, hold on a minute. Why is that like that? Idiot. Bear with me. Copy. Paste. Do you like going? There's a Joa Pessoa. I've never heard of that, my friend. So yeah, it's I know that's a terrible thing for me to say and stuff like that, and you could probably say, yeah, you've hindered yourself for years by acting like that. But at the end of the day, why? Why should you? When I worked for Aston Martin, I didn't speak to anybody differently to how I spoke to a £5,000 customer because I just treat everybody the same. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your budget is, you're still a person buying a product. You can spend 500 quid on a TV or you can spend 10 grand on a TV. I couldn't give a crap who you are and what you are just because you're spending 10 grand on a TV. If you're going to act like that, you're more of a chauvinistic prick than anything. It's like if I won the lottery, my view on things wouldn't change. Yes, my life would change. It would be very much easier. I'd be able to get everything I've ever wanted and stuff like that. But what I mean by it is my outlook on life wouldn't change. I'd still be the same down to earth person. I'd have a Ferrari on the drive, you know, but I wouldn't sit there rubbing it in people's noses. And that's where I find in today's society, just because you've got a bit of money, that you can act like that. And I think it's rude. I think it's wrong. But like I say, that's where I go wrong. But anyway, I'm not saying I treat people with money any differently. All I'm saying is that why should I treat you any differently to anybody else? That's my argument. And that's why I can't do sales anymore. Plus, nowadays, it's nothing like it used to be in respect of you used to have your own office, you could be comfortable, where now it's all open plan offices and you literally have another salesman sitting less than 2 foot away from you making his phone calls, listening to all your personal conversations with your customers, and then 2 rows behind you, you got all the managers listening to all your words you say to your customers, and it's just like, where's the, you know, I'm just trying to think of the words. It's my dyslexia kicking in now. My brain's not thinking quick enough. Where's the professionalism in it? And it's just micromanaging constantly. Micromanage, micromanage, micromanage. And I just, Just not anymore. Not anymore. I could go back into it and I could probably make a good living out of it. But nah, not anymore. What I'd love to do is have enough money behind me to be able to do my own kind of setup and do it. Because then when I do get those cocks in, I can just go fuck off. Literally. Hey Rob, how you doing, man? No worries, dude. Enjoy work. Hope it's not too strenuous for you, buddy. Have a great day, bud. That's what I'd love. Have my own place and just go fingers up to all of them. Get off my forecourt. You know? Jog on, mate. You want a grand off? Go and buy it somewhere else where it's already got a grand off. Simple. What am I doing? I want animatronics. Oh, where are they? I think we'll go with the woman office worker. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? There she is. It's like if you guys are in the States, imagine walking into a car dealership in the States. You are forced into buying a car. There is no, oh, let me have a think about it. I'll come back to you. There's none of that. It's straight up. You are buying this car, and I couldn't work like that. I couldn't do that. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I just nah, no way. The sun, yeah, mate. There's a ton of stuff in here. Literally, I've got Funderland Adventure Valley, Funderland Magic Kingdom, and Funderland Great Adventure. All this Theme Maker Toolkit stuff. It's insane. Absolutely insane the amount of stuff I've got in here. Saying that though, it's nothing like that park that's called Mythica. You download that park. I don't think he used any standard stuff apart from the coasters and the rides. Everything was Theme Maker Toolkit. And I mean everything. But you can see I've used a lot of the same stuff because there's not like thousands of stuff in here. It's like these. I love these. These look so good. Especially when you get them in the right colour. You know? I'm just putting these down because it's reminding me to use them. But we don't need that dragon stained glass window. That will give me an extra 0.5 of a frame. We don't need... Oh no, we do need that stained glass window. Yeah, I do need the Alton Towers sign because I've used that in the car park. But yeah, I definitely don't need that. Yeah, it's mad what you... I'll tell you what we could do. We could put these little beacon lights up the top here. Just the warm plains. What's that? Oh, open sign. Yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoy Theme Maker Toolkit, providing it's been optimized, providing it works well, and it doesn't wreck your PC. So that I think that works all right. That bit don't look quite right. If I get rid of that one, actually. And that one. Does that look? See, it's bare bones now. That'll do. That'll do. What I think starting to put on here that's not massive. Well, you know what I mean, Phantom, and I couldn't imagine doing that job over there. I really couldn't, because if you let someone get up and leave, you're basically fired. It literally is cut. It's that cut and dry in America, and I just think that's bloody insane. At least over here, you can kind of either make up some bullshit story that yeah, they're looking at another car, you know. Or whatever. Not that I ever did that, obviously. That'll do. That'll do. Right, that's that sorted. So we got a ride operator in there now. So that's all done. I just find it insane because the thing is I used to sell on the principle of that the customer has come in to look at the car. And if they know what kind of one they want, as in the spec for a variant, etc. and stuff like that, I would mold myself. Well, I'm a information geek. When I sell cars, it's all about the product. And if the product engages me, it'll engage the customer. And if they come in saying, I want, I don't know, let's just say BMW, for instance, going back to when I was selling them. And they go, I want a BMW 330i M Sport. And instantly, you know... Oh, what am I doing here? You know they know what they want. Otherwise, they wouldn't have said that. So, I focus on what... on that particular model. And I will go to the world and back... to the moon and back, sorry. To give them every single bit of information about that car. To give them the informed decision that they want. Within reason, because obviously you need to manipulate it to get the deal. But if you give them all the information they require, what... hold on. You then have the ability to ask them the question, will you buy the car? Because it's not about price. It's not about... colour. It's not about what wheels. It's not about the part exchange. It's about their want for the car. So if you cover every basis in that essence, there's nothing for them to object to. So then it gets to price, and then you discuss everything. But then what it does give you is the advantage to go back to them and say, look, well, you did want the 330i. It's a bit over your budget, but have you considered the 325i? It's a few £1,000s less. It's the same spec. It's the same gadgets. It's the same drive. It's just not as quick. It's better on fuel economy. It's this. It's lower on tax. It's blah, 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 blah. And then you're countering the objective as in the money. But then what you're also doing is building value into the product you're trying to sell them because it's more affordable for them. And that's kind of how I used to do it. And my old bosses used to love me. It was just having to deal with the other arseholes on the sales floor that would nick your customers and everything like that. I just can't be asked for it anymore. I really can't. So, question is, what did I do this out of over here? I did this out of the thingy book. I suppose we can still do that. But then that's probably just where I always try and be a nice frigging guy instead of being a salesman. And that's where I fall short. And that's why I could never do it in the States. No matter how much I thought about it over the last few years, moving out there, going to be a car salesman, I just couldn't do it. I'm not two-faced enough to do it. If you know what I mean. I don't like screwing people over. I hate it. Absolutely hate screwing people over. Some people it comes naturally to. Literally. I just can't do it. Oh, blimey, I've totally missed all chat. True, I see. Yeah, I see. I'd prefer that. I'd prefer that. Yep. That's what they do in the States, though, don't they? They tell you you have to buy a car. You've walked on their premises. You've touched their car. You've driven their car. You're buying it, and it's just forceful. But then it's the same with real estate in the States, isn't it, as well? Same kind of mentality, I think. I mean, Tom, do a search on YouTube, mate. Just do American car sales process, and you'll see an abundance of, pardon my language, fucking assholes thinking they're fucking the dog's bollocks, acting like absolute see you next Tuesdays to people. Yet people buy cars from them. And go figure. Because they're forced into buying the car. Literally forced. All they want to know is how much you want to spend a month, and that's it. And they think because they go back to you and say, yeah, you can do this for whatever, blah, 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 blah per month. They literally, I mean, Phantom, you've probably had it done to you, buddy. They literally get the finance paperwork out in front of you, get you to sign a clear page. Yeah. So no figures on there, no nothing. You sign it, and then you get a credit check done on you in the States. And then you are basically accepted or not accepted. And if you're not accepted, say you got bad credit, they literally pretty much grab you by the fucking collar and throw you out the front door. That's the attitude. Maybe it's changed over the years, I don't know, but there's I'll tell you what, let me just find it. I'll find a quick video for you which will just detail salesman. Yeah. Right. You'll love this. You'll absolutely love this because these were actual commercials from copy, skip. Let me just double check. Yeah. They're not. Hold on. Let me just check the quality. Oh no, the worst quality in the world, that one. Bear with me. Bear with me, guys. Forward. Why are they such bad quality? Hold on. Anyway, I'll just copy and paste this and have a watch of them. And this is how we were taught not to be a salesman. You'll love it. And it'll make you want to watch more and more and more of them. But that what you're seeing there with the badger is what American car sales is like, and it's hilarious. They think it's a God-given right that you buy a car because you walked in their dealership. It's just like, okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm too friggin' soft. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. But I just can't be asked with the hassle anymore. Because the problem is as well, customers are so expectant that, I mean, you don't get paid enough anymore. That's my biggest issue. You just don't. You don't get paid your worth anymore, and that's That's what I can't be bothered with. And the fact that you have to go through so much snakish attitude, shit people's demeanours, it's just bollocks. It really is. It's not what it used to be. When I started back in, when was it, 2000, it was very much kind of, yeah, no worries, come sit down, have a chat, what you're thinking, you know, and go for a drive, show them the car, enjoy the time there, get my tea, coffee, biscuit, all that kind of thing. And just have a chat. And then it quickly, in the mid to late 2000s, changed to processes. And then after 2010, it pretty much turned into every single thing you do is monitored. Literally monitored. Every time you go to the toilet, every time you pick your nose, every time you scratch your balls or your ass, literally everything is monitored. And you just sit there and you go, this isn't how the job used to be. It shouldn't be like this anymore. But that's what they want from you nowadays. So it's the way they do it. But check that video out, the Badger, because the Badger, we were trained when we went and worked for Land. When I went and worked for Land Rover, that was the way not to do it. But the attitude of the guy, that's what goes through your head sometimes, because you sit there and you look at someone and you think, they ain't going to afford that car. Put my popcorn on, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it made me laugh so much. I'll never fit in the Badger. It just always used to remind me when I used to sit there in the showroom with a customer and I used to watch the other salesmen judging the customers that walk through the door. It just always reminded me of the Badger. The Badger is hilarious. It's a very funny watch. I enjoy it. Especially if you're in that world, it's hilarious. Tactical Pete? No, I'm not massively hyped, my friend. I'm not going to go on about it again. It'll be about the fourth time in the stream. My apologies. I don't mean to sound rude. I like the pathing. I like the graphics. I like some of the stuff you can do on it. The water park bit of it, I'm not hugely fussed by because I'm not a water park fan. I want to know more about the game and the coasters. That's what I want to know. Apparently, according to Digital Dan, which I don't know where he's getting this information from, but turntables are available in water coasters and in log flumes. But it's yet to be determined whether it's just to turn the vehicle or whether they are to put the vehicle into reverse so that you go backwards. So at this precise moment in time, I'm looking forward to having an updated game, but it's also been confirmed that the game is still running on this shitty Cobra engine. So if Planet Zoo is anything to go by, because what they're saying is they've taken the updated Planet Zoo and updated that, I'm going to wait until the game comes out before I make any more comments. Literally, I need to shut up. I'm not doing myself any favours. But no, we can only wait and see. I think, in all honesty, I think what's going to happen for me in the next 12 months is I'm probably still going to be playing this in about 8 months' time. Genuinely. But Switch tracks aren't confirmed. They're saying there's special pieces, but there's no one actually seen it, played with it, understood it. Now, the thing that really has got my back up is that everything that people wanted changing, so say for instance the station details, so like this pile of crap that you have to cover up every single time, is still the same. The boxes on the ends that you have to cover up are still the same. The entrance bollards are still the same. So all I'm trying to say is they've taken Planko 1, used Planet Zoo upgrades, apparently, but they've added a ton of stuff to a shit engine. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying any more. I'll let you guys come to the conclusion. Because it don't make sense to me. It does not make sense. And like I said, I will gladly eat my words if I am wrong. But I don't think I will be. I think people like myself that build 100,000 piece plus parks are going to suffer just as bad as we have done with this game. And I think that's the untold reality of the situation. But like I said on Discord, I need to shut up, wait for it to come out. I need to do what I do and see what happens. And that's the God's honest truth. I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to beat around the bush, but I'm looking at the facts. I deal with facts. And the bit that got me, okay, the bit that really got me was in the live feed that they did at Gamescom, where they sat in a green room, okay, and Baldy asked Beardy, so what's new about the game? And he went, water parks, slides, management features, electricity, and a whole host of theming. Watch it back, listen to what he says. Nothing about coasters. Nothing about, maybe that's because they haven't got to the coaster bit yet. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic about it. But he put his hand out and he went, water parks, this, that. And then that was when I switched off to that stream. Because to me, they've just added a load of stuff to a game that doesn't run properly. And even if you look at Planet Zoo, if you've got Planet Zoo, go and build 100,000 piece zoo and put 500 animals in there and put 2,500 guests in and tell me you get more than 2 frames a second. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. I'm getting a bit aggy with it because they need to be telling us what it's about, what's actually happening, not all this crap of putting up a fucking stream for 24 hours with the noise of on it. Fuck off. Show me the game. And do you know what really annoyed me about Gamescom? They were very, very poignant that what they had at Gamescom was the first build of Planet Coaster 2. Not what they've got now, which I get is potentially improved. But their words were, it's the most stable. Now, what was meant by that? I'm not trying to be fucking Alex Jones, InfoWars, create a fucking shit scenario. All I'm saying is, you listen to their words in how they're going about things, and whether they're trying to piss people off like me, and in the next like deep dive they're going to show us everything, I don't know. But the words that they're using, the phrases that they're using, none of it makes any sense. So whether it's because they're holding back on information, I don't know. But like I say, I deal with the facts, and I haven't looked at hardly any of the videos that people have put out there about Planet Coaster 2, the speculation, what it should have, what we wish it would have, and all that kind of stuff. But you look at the facts and you listen to what they're saying. The reason why they had the first version of the new game at Gamescom, their words was because it was the most stable. So what does that mean about the one where apparently it's got switch tracks, where it's got turnaround tracks, where it's got this and it's got that and it's got this? Why didn't you have that at Gamescom? Is it because they're holding back? Hey Nick, how you doing, buddy? And I'm genuinely not trying to be an arse about it, and I'm not trying to create a situation, and I'm not salty because they didn't include me as a feature creator. But what I mean by it is it just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Why would you showcase your brand new game on the earliest build you've made of that game? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And that's the bit that's sitting with me close to the heart, because all I see is this shit. That's all I see. And I've tried to keep quiet, and I've tried not to be an arse about it, but show me what's the Jerry Maguire? Show me the money. Show me it. Because it's just, at the minute, that's why I'm not excited, because all I'm hearing is salesman spiel. But when you listen closely to what they're actually saying, when Baldy with the goatee that ate all the sprinkles, idiot, ask those questions, the responses, it's not like they're shaded. It's not like they're not answering. Listen to what they say. And when they say, oh, this version of this at Gamescom is our first version of the game because it's the most stable. I'm pretty sure those were his exact words. So, yeah, I get adding stuff will make a game unstable until you iron it out and figure it all out. I get that. But fall is next month, is it not? Or am I missing something? Oh, he put a poll up on the live stream. What ice cream shall I eat? And apparently chat was saying you should just eat a bowl of sprinkles. And he literally had this little bowl of sprinkles full up. And he just one-mouthed it. And he stood there on the camera going... And you're like, I don't want to see this. I want to see the game. I don't need to see some bald prick being a child. So yeah, next month. So full start next month. So why... It just don't make any sense to me why they're being so shady about it. Maybe I'm just going off on one being a dick about things. I don't know. I'm not trying to be. I'm just looking at the facts and what they're saying. Now, whether they're being very, very intelligent and basically doing this in a way where it is upsetting people like me that are a factualist and want to know the actual facts of the situation, I don't know. Not doing it intentionally, but you know what I mean. They're purposefully not giving us this information. But that's what's bugging the life out of me. It's all too quiet, because we knew Planet Zoo when that first come aboard. It was on the Cobra engine. We knew it had weather effects. We knew, and it was all shown. So why are they waiting to show everything? They've done the water parks now. That's it. You've basically done the bit that you want to do. Show us the rest. Show us the gameplay. Show us 10,000 guests in the park. Show us 200,000 piece park. But they won't, because one, console, you won't be able to go over 75,000 pieces. You'll probably only have a limit of about 50,000 pieces, being honest, with the new stuff that's supposedly in the game. So when you think outside the box there and look at that, you think, okay, if they're going to limit that to potentially that, how's the PC side of it going to work? And it's winding me up a bit. And that's why I've said I'd keep quiet, and I haven't kept quiet, and I've gone off on one. But it's just frustrating the life out of me. Because like right now, I'm down to 18 frames a second with 2,500 guests in the park and all the rides running. You know? And and I just don't see the new one being any friggin' different. I really don't. And it's upsetting. Who's at the front? Let's have a little ride of the old thingy just for a view of the park. Because I'm going to have to finish up the stream in the next 10-15, guys, because I've got to go to bed. But I don't mean to sound like an old fart and grumpy git and sound like, you know, the old grumpy old men. Walter Masher, or whatever his name was, and Thingamy Bob, the films. But it's just frustrating the life out of me that they've either there's two ways to look at it. There's either what I've been saying, or they're going to smash it out the ballpark and it's going to be the best thing ever. But have a look at Planet Zoo. Do what I said in Planet Zoo and tell me that's better than this game, which it's not. I think it's actually worse than this game. Yeah, you're about right there, Cure, to be honest with you, mate. How you doing, bud? Anyway, you good? Thanks for the message earlier. It's appreciated, mate. Just to let you know, house is now all sorted. It's all good. Deposit is paid. Moving in on the 10th of September. So all is rosy on that front, mate. But it just don't make any sense. It's like they've put more detail into the peeps. And the peeps are one of the biggest problems to the reason why we lose so much frames in this game. So why would you enhance that even more? Unless they've done something completely radical with the Cobra engine. But it's those little bits that you sit there and you just think, why are you doing that? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not making things? Why are you not listening to people? All they've listened to is the fact that apparently the whole world that plays Planet Coaster wanted water parks. No. We wanted the game being made better. We didn't want additional... Well, we did. We want switch tracks. We want better stations. We want stuff like that. But that's improving the game, which would be a Planet Coaster 2. What they've built is basically taken Planet Coaster 1, done whatever they've done with the coasters, and added a load more shit to an engine that can't even cope with just coasters. So that's where I'm extremely hesitant to say it's going to be any good. I think it's going to be nice having new pieces. It was nice to see the amount of pieces in the standard game for the standard setup. I think once they have the other 3 themes in, I think it would be quite interesting. But if you watch the videos on how long those menus took to pop up like it does on this, it's exactly the same. So you're telling me that I can build a Giga like I've done, and I can put 6 trains on that Giga, and on each of those Giga trains I can have, I don't know, let's say 30 pieces of scenery. So you shrink them all down, you put lights on and everything like that. You've now got 6 trains going around a massive coaster with 360s, 80, 180 pieces going round the park. Now I know it's only 180 pieces. You put 10 coasters in with the same amount of coasters, same amount of pieces on, that's 1,800 pieces having to be calculated individually on every single ride going around the park. Now you're telling me that this Cobra engine can deal with that, along with water parks, along with water slides, along with peeps being upgraded, along with new... And I don't know if you noticed, which I find quite disheartening actually, if you watch the videos where they've got that round bit and they've got the 2 balls spinning the King Coaster and thingy, where it's in the middle, look at the plants. Why are they going like that? Like really quick in play mode. And like all the trees are exactly the same, like moving really quick. They're not like just moving gently like they are in this game. That's annoying me, because why would you have a little flower plant going like that constantly? And I just can't see, with what I've just said, how they've been able to improve an engine to make all that work cohesively with 10,000 guests, and let's just say 50,000 pieces. Let's just say 50,000 pieces. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't compute. If they'd have said, oh, we've done it on Unreal 5 engine, we've done this, we've done that, we've incorporated this, we've incorporated that, you'd kind of be thinking, okay, they've gone a better direction. But all they've done is gone, we're going to take Planet Coaster 1, we're going to add a load of shit to it, we're going to improve the engine, but we're going to chuck it out there for all you to see, but we ain't going to say anything about it. And it just blows my mind. It blows my mind. Maybe I should have just done a stream on that. And what also annoys me is like people like Rudimental going on about it's got this, it's got this, it's got this, it's got this, it's got this. How does he know? Because he says at the beginning of his video, I can't talk about stuff because Frontier have asked me not to. But it's got this, it's got this, it's got this. And then he's the one that's confirmed that it's on the Cobra engine. And you kind of sit there and go, okay, so it's still on the same engine. And exactly, you've also got scaling. And he also said, what he did was, because you can group scale as well apparently. So you can like scale something down. So let's say a piece of wood, you scale it down to 1 meter. And you put 4 bits. And then what you can do is, as a group, you can then shrink it down even more. So I sat there and I thought to myself, that's a good idea. That actually works quite well, because then you could separate it and use that individual piece for a little notch in the wood, or like here or whatever, to make it that little bit more detailed. But you're then tripling the size, the amount of pieces that you're going to be using. So not only are they making things smaller so you can use more and more detail, they're doing all this other stuff. So like I said at the beginning of this stream, if it's supposed to be on DirectEngine 12, so it'll be used more cores, hopefully more than 2. But now we have better graphics and more advanced peeps. But this is what I'm saying, Cure. It's like they've improved it, but they've added a ton of stuff. Maybe they're banking on scaling items. Keys count. How many of the pieces are? Yeah, I get that, Nick. I get that, mate. I just can't see how. I can't see how it's going to run any better than this with what they've done to it. And that's not me eating my words from what I've just said. All I mean by it is, you've got a game like this. It's the same engine. They've supposedly improved the engine, but like Nick's Catalyst just said, they've then added a ton of stuff, and I've kind of touched base on that already. And you just kind of sit there and go, how actually is it going to run? And that's what's upsetting me, is that park that they've built is specifically built to make that game run the best it can. And to be honest with you, I found it a little bit Park Beyond. And you may disagree with me on this, but what I mean by it is, you know where they were placing the flat rides just in the plazas? It was just like, the way they were doing it, the way they were putting it across to us. Maybe it was just me being a salesman that I'd want to see more detail in it. But what I mean by it is, they were just like, yeah, you can just go, bleh, done, and it's done. There's the entrance, there's the exit. Well, where's the queue? Where's the fencing? You know, where? So you're telling me you can just put a ride in, not build a queue, but that ride will fill up with peeps? But where do they queue? Or am I missing something there? I haven't played Park Beyond. I have zero interest in it. But what I'm saying is, I just found it, the way that in Gamescom one, where they went away and she was showing us how it all worked. And I don't know if any of you noticed, the whirly rig, the one that had the thatched roofs on the, what do you want to call them? Hanging cubicles, whatever they're called, whatever they are, the things you sit in. Glitching. They were cutting through each other as they spun round. And that looked, I'm sorry, but that looked shit to me. I didn't like that at all. I was looking at it going, and I said this to Darren last night actually. Darren, if you're watching, you can join in, dude. But I said to Darren last night, I said, when I was looking at those blueprints that they have, that the supposedly the detailed creators have made, they look cartoony. They don't look, I mean, I know I go to the next level and try and make everything look as real as possible in the way that I build things, but what I mean by it was, it just all looked a little bit Park Beyond. And that's the bit, maybe they're going for a different genre of people, I don't know. I still think people will still play this game. I really do. I don't think it will be as big a hit as they want it to be. I really don't. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'll eat every single frigging word I've said in this stream if it turns up and it's 60 frames a second with 10,000 people in and 50,000 pieces and 10 coasters and 10 flat rides. If it's 60 frames a second, I will eat my words. But until we get this game and find out exactly what's happening with it, none of us are going to know. None of us. I can't believe Johnny 5 went as far as he did with Park Beyond. I mean, the coaster building in that was shocking. I'm actually more interested still in Park Studio. I'm very, very interested in how that game is going to go about. And I don't think... I genuinely don't think Planet Coaster 2 is going to be what people think it's going to be. I think it's going to be more gimmicky than it is going to be what this is. I want the game to be good. I want it to be good. But the problem is they're not showing us anything apart from what they've added to the game. Not what they've improved, what they've added. So I get the fact that maybe some people look at it as an improvement, that you can get a flat ride and you can put a balloon on it and you can put a hat on it and you can put whatever you want on it. I get that. And if you find that interesting and you think that's good, cool. But what's wrong with doing what I've done in this over the years, like I did in... Because the thing is you don't have big wheels with bloody palm trees popping off everything. And that's the bit, I don't know, maybe that's where I'm struggling with it. They're not showing me enough realism aspects of the game. I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out next Wednesday, I hope. I do hope. But Part Studio, you know, the bit that gets me with Part Studio is the fact that you put a roof on something and it's dark. You have to put a light in there to find out what's going on. And it's those little bits that I guarantee you, I bet you any money, because no one's looked in any buildings in Planet Coaster 2. No one. Can't see me. No one's looked in any buildings. Have you noticed that, by the way? There's been no video footage of going inside a building. So that means... you've still got to do the terrain situation, like I've done here. Or have they? You can state me wrong, I don't mind. Shoot me down. But as far as I'm aware, they've not been in any buildings to show you around. So that means the lighting is still shocking. And those are the improvements that I wanted. I didn't want to have to put a freaking huge mountain over a train station like this to be able to get decent lighting effects. They're the bits that get me, where you've got a one-person band studio, as in Park Studio, and he's doing all the stuff that us Planet Coaster players have been asking for years. For what we actually want. Different turnstiles, changeable turnstiles. Changeable everything, light conditions, weather, done on Unreal Engine 5. Okay, the coaster thing isn't great to build with, but everything we wanted this game to be, that game potentially is and can be, and the guy's still building it and he's still going with it. So, you know, I mean, the Four Seasons things mean nothing to me. I'm not fussed about it at all because I don't play management, I play sandbox. And I think that's probably where I'm looking at this all wrong, because all they're showing at the minute is how they want the game to come across to the people to play it. As in, like he's saying, you've got to put pipes down for electricity and water. Why? You don't see them. Why? It's like Planet Zoo. If you put a pot of water pump too close to a path, the peeps go, ugh! And it's like, why do you need that in the game? You don't need that in the game. Don't get me wrong. Do not, look, don't get me wrong, yeah? If we were sat here and I could click a button and we had this at this time of night, we had it at this time of night, and we had snow falling down, yeah, or snow sitting on the top here, and all down here, and all along here, and this was iced up, and there was a track going through here like an opening to get the boats through. Perfection. But it ain't gonna happen. Have you ever put snow on Planet Zoo? Guys, anybody? With a big park? Have you ever done it? It's like going like this and type in 50,000 guests. Literally. It's like doing that. And I genuinely, guys, I don't mean to sound like an absolute arsehole, but all I'm saying is look at the facts, listen to what they're saying too, yeah? And you'll know exactly why I'm saying what I'm saying. There was some bloke on Reddit today put a picture of one of these, and it was a picture of No Limits 2, where he built a circle and you could actually put the terrain up to it, completely flush, completely flat, so it's perfect. And he said, I wonder if that's going to be in Planet Coaster 2. They've already confirmed the modelling for the terrain is identical. So again, me stating that they've taken this game and just chucked a load of shit at it and tried to improve the engine is correct. It's 100% correct. Because if you're not going to change certain things or everything, what's the point of calling it a whole new game? It's not a whole new game. All you've done is add water parks and make it bigger on the engine. And if Cure, you're correct, Direct 12 should be multiple cores, should it not? It utilizes all cores, 12. Am I correct in saying that? Instead of single core, which this is. But you know what I mean, guys. You know what I mean. And there's nothing wrong with this terrain tool anyway. It's just how you use it. You need to use it the correct way. It's like painting a brush. You need to paint it like a brush. Literally. So, guys, it's been a 3-hour rant, I think, tonight. But, you know, if anyone's watching this back, you can hate me for it. But at the end of the day, listen to the words they're saying. Listen to the information they're actually giving you. Yeah? Not what speculation is coming from JLW or Rudimental or anybody like that. What's actually coming from Frontier. And you'll understand why I'm talking the way I'm talking. Because as far as I'm concerned, if it's just an upgrade on Planet Zoo, please don't think the game's going to be 10 times better, because it's not. It's really not. Absolute pleasure, Rex. It's motion of the ocean, Nick. Motion of the ocean, mate. Guys, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you very much for joining the stream. Sorry I've gone off on one. But I think, genuinely, what is this? This is stream number 80. So remember that. Remember stream 80. Because in November, because that's when I'm pretty sure the game's going to be coming out, because they'll do it on the anniversary of this. So it'll be around the 16th of November. That's my reckoning, anyway. That is not confirmed. I do not know. But that's just a reckoning. We will go back to this stream. And we will have this playing in the background, and we'll have a chat when the game's out. Because when that game comes out, the first thing I'm going to do is literally put 15 coasters in, put 100,000 pieces in. I don't care what it looks like. And I'm going to put 10,000 guests in. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to live stream it. And if I am wrong, I will personally send an email to Frontier saying, good job. But I guarantee you that we will not have to visit this stream again. All right? I just got a feeling. I've just got a feeling. And again, I'm genuinely not trying to put the game down whatsoever. But what do they call it? You put lipstick on a pig, it's still a fucking pig. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, guys, on that note, I want to bid you all a lovely evening, morning, sleep, wherever you are in the world, guys. Thank you very much for joining. Where are we? Deruzo, thank you very much for the membership, my friend. It is appreciated, and your little $2 contribution. If anybody else wants to help me out in my dire time of need in the next month and a half, it would be genuinely appreciated. Just to put into context, I normally earn or take home £1,800. I think as of the 7th of September, I'm probably only going to take home about 800. So my life the next 6 weeks is going to be pretty shit. Now, I'm not begging, I'm not asking, but if you want to help support, you know, there are ways and means. But I genuinely appreciate it. And the biggest support you can actually give is actually a like to the video, guys. So the more people that get to watch, the more ad revenue I get, and the less YouTube take off me. So think about it, guys. Think about it. Watch the adverts and hit the likes. It's appreciated. But no, guys, hope to be back tomorrow. Please don't ask me again what I think of Planet Coaster 2 and am I looking forward to it. Otherwise, we'll end up chatting for another 3 hours instead of building when I need to be getting this part done. But no, just to finish off, I think, let me put it this way. This, the heart, hopes that Planet Coaster 2 nails it. But this, that listens to the facts, listens to the words, listens to everything, I think it's going to frustrate the shit out of us. I really do. Bro, you inspired me in this game. I started playing like 2 months ago. I know I'm late. Mate, I only started 6 years ago. The game's been out 8 years. So welcome to the club, dude. Practice, practice, practice. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. That is it. I'm gonna. How would you do that, Tom? Can you put it into YouTube, ban words, and I'll put Planet Coaster 2 or Planko 2 or anything with 2. Guys, love you all. Thank you very much for joining. Welcome to all the new guys. Smash that sub if you haven't already, guys, if you want to see more to come. There will be more building, and I know I've gone off on one tonight, but yeah. Remember stream 80. Don't ever forget stream 80. And then in November, when Planet Coaster 2 is released, we'll then revisit this stream, I think. All right? Maybe I'm eating my words now. I don't know. I doubt it. Wish me luck for good health tomorrow, guys. I hope I don't wake up with a stiff neck and shoulders. But yeah, I'm at work till 3 o'clock tomorrow, so I'll be on early mid-afternoon. So midday for you guys over in the US. But guys, thank you very much for joining. Thank you to the sub again, dude. Much appreciated. Oh, imagine that. 16 years down the line, we get Planet Coaster 3. And it'll be Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster, and water parks. On the Cobra engine, baby. Guys, on that note, love you all. Gonna go. Catch you soon. Bye-bye. Stay safe. Happy coastering, guys. Bye-bye.